The Void, Series 1, Episode 3. Trust in the Enemy, by Richard Marcus Powell. Chapter 14.
"How's he been behaving?" Voight inquired. "He's not put a foot wrong yet," Akari expressed. "He's occasionally unsettling, but he's behaving. I presume he knows what happened. He found out pretty quickly, not sure whether he was told or just pieced it together himself. He's pretty quick at working things out." "How intelligent is he?" "Intelligence is rather hard to quantify. He's not academically smart in that he doesn't seem to have any great knowledge in any given subject, but he does think on his feet and is very adaptive," Akari explained. "This is just my observation, though, and not properly tested."
Akari and Voight talked as they made their way to the living quarters that had been assigned to the defector. Repair work was in progress, but the hull damage would be fixed upon their arrival at Geladron. Some of the dead had been recovered and were now stored in the morgue. Only about 12 of those slain were recovered, but they would be repatriated to their home planets for funerals. Seeing those bodies there had saddened Voight. Such a pointless waste in a futile show of aggression. Acceptable losses given the circumstances, but she hated herself for even thinking those words. Still, their deaths affected the wider community of the crew. Each of the victims had their own ties to so many others, and their loss would be keenly felt. They found themselves at the entrance to his quarters before they even realized it. They initiated the notification alarm, with Skenn answering just a few seconds later.
"Doctor, Commander, come on in,"
Skenn beckoned.
"No, Captain."
"He's far too angry at the moment," Voight expressed. "He didn't want to have to deal with you in his current frame of mind."
"Probably for the best," Skenn answered. "Leadership can extort a heavy toll. At least it does on those who are worth a damn."
Voight found this an odd comment for Skenn. Was this an expression of respect? She was then distracted by a plethora of pictures scattered across the kitchen space worktop. They were all covered in random lines, abstract squigglies with no recognizable shape or form. Voight's gaze transferred to Skenn, who responded to her unspoken query.
"This perplexes me as much as it does you, Commander," Skenn shrugged. "Since the doctor removed those implants, I've had the insatiable urge to draw. The doctor was good enough to provide me with some material to work with, and I've been at it ever since."
"What do these represent?"
"I have no idea," Skenn answered. "I really don't know how this all works, or where it comes from. It's all new to me. I've never had the inclination to draw before."
"Is this a side effect of the implants or their removal?" "It's too early to say, Commander. It is peculiar, and there is still so much about the brain we don't understand. We can map it and download it into a new body, but there's still so much that is unknown," Akari offered.
"It's a compulsion," Skenn interjected. "I don't recall doing any of those."
"Has your recollection been affected at all?"
"My memory hasn't changed in any way," Skenn assured. "I've just got some new traits."
"As long as you haven't lost anything, Mr. Skenn. A lot of people have died over the contents of your head, and I wouldn't want all of this to be in vain."
"Nice to know you have my welfare at heart, Commander."
"Sarcasm aside, Mr. Skenn, I am interested in keeping you alive, and not just for selfish reasons," Voight corrected. "But there has been an investment in blood which does up the ante."
"I'm sorry for your crew members," Skenn apologized. "But they are soldiers, and soldiers die."
"Not if I have anything to do with it."
"You did defeat the Teel fleet quickly, surprisingly so."
"We had reinforcements. It was stupid of them to try it in this system."
"That's why I chose this route," Skenn reminded. "I knew he'd send someone after me, and they were always going to attack. Teel would have had them they hadn't. On the plus side, losing 6 ships so quickly may well blunt his anger."
"The man is unconscionable?"
"With the heart of a purebred," Skenn added. "Those men and women were dead from the moment they received their orders."
"We've managed to save over 700 of them."
"Good for you, but don't expect the same mercy in return."
"I don't, but their cruelty is not going to define me."
"At least I'm grateful for your mercy."
Don't go getting ahead of yourself just yet, Mr. Skenn, Voight warned. We do have a few conditions before we grant you citizenship.
I expected some conditions. What are they?
Firstly, there will be an intelligence team meeting us at our next destination to debrief you.
Expected. Go on.
Secondly, you are to be seconded to our custody for as long as we see fit, for the Republic to use as a consultant.
For how long?
You'll be granted citizenship once Captain Schafer believes you have acquitted yourself.
And what criteria do I need to fulfill to achieve his favor?
I don't know. The captain doesn't like you, so it could be a long time, Voight admitted. I can't say I have any reason to trust you either, but play it straight by us, and we'll play straight with you.
I guess it beats being in prison.
Even though you represent everything I abhor, I will ensure that you are treated fairly, Akari reassured.
I appreciate everything you've done for me, Doctor, but don't go out on a limb on my behalf.
I'm only doing what I feel to be right, Akari responded. Just don't make me regret it.
What's the terms, Commander? Am I allowed out, or am I under house arrest?
You'll be free to go anywhere on the ship with civilian authorization. You will only be allowed access to any other section in the company of a senior officer, Voight explained. Any violation will be seen as a transgression, and you'll be sent back depending on the seriousness of the violation.
What about planetary privileges?
You will be allowed on planets, other ships, and orbital stations only in the company of senior officers. You may be allowed further freedom over time, but only on the basis of strict adherence to the conditions laid out.
My consultancy, does that include being sent out on external missions?
It'll just be advisory only. Don't try to run before you can walk.
Not exactly what I envisioned, but an acceptable compromise.
Do you agree to the terms?
I agree to them, Skenn confirmed. I'll be your consultant.
Just one other thing, Mr. Skenn. I know you are used to working on your own, but here you are part of a team. This may be difficult for you, but it's something you are going to have to get used to. If you have any questions or any information you think may be of some use, please contact any of the senior officers, Voight advised. Try and socialize with the crew and build some relationships. Trust begins with getting to know people.
What if people get to know me and don't like what they see? Skenn quizzed. I'm not exactly a people person.
Well, one of the good things about trust is that you don't have to like a person to trust them, Voight posited. It can be earned irrespective of charisma.
Not sure whether to be relieved or insulted, Skenn responded.
I believe that very few people are irredeemable, Mr. Skenn. You can earn our trust, and we have to earn yours, and you're going to have to work hard to overcome the legacy of your past. But it is possible.
What if I can't?
Do you want to? Truly?
Yes.
Then we will find a way.